Welcome back if you're just joining us. This is still the polity. We'll now be talking on debate culture and the proposed debates for the 2023 elections that is supposed to hold sometime December 10th. We've been joined by a member of the presidential debate team for 2023, Mariam Aminu. She joins us now to speak on the debate, what it entails and what it means for Nigerians and youths, as this is a debate hosted and organized by Nigerian Youth Decides. Welcome to the program and good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
All right, let's start with the basics of debate culture in Nigeria. What's your take on it and how robust do you think it needs to be?
Okay. First of all, let's start with the concept of debate, understanding the meaning of debate. So when we say debate, it is actually a form of argumentative statement between two or more persons based on your own perspective. Okay, now according to the culture of debate in Nigeria, it's kind of, aside our school debates and other things, presidential debate is kind of new to Nigeria. It's not something we've been practicing. It's just something we started and hoping that it continues.
All right, so how important do you think it should be? Because we know in other climes, people look forward to the days of debates. They really, some persons even hold their choice and they depend on whatever that day will bring. So how important should it be?
Okay, yeah, the debate is actually very important because it will give us as Nigerians the opportunity for you to hear from the presidential candidates themselves. You're hearing directly from them in form of telling you their manifestos, what they have for you, and it will kind of give you an opportunity to know them better. And then from the debates, if you are able to listen carefully to all the candidates, then you'll be able to like give your own results in form of you're kind of how do I say, you've kind of checkmate all of them and you're satisfied with a particular candidate, and then now you make your choice of who to elect on the day of the election.
So do you think this would enable Nigerians to be able to hold whoever it is accountable peradventure they win? I mean, if the debate happens, they come out to say, oh, this is what I want and this is what I want to do for Nigerians. And then if you come into the office, do you think the debate culture is actually going to help us hold our leaders accountable? Is that strong enough?
Yeah, if we all come to an agreement, it is strong enough for we to hold them responsible.
Okay.
If they err, like this wasn't what they promised us, and from there we'll be able to like know this is not what you told us at their manifestos, your debates. So we'll be able to hold them accountable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are there any, do we have like a portfolio or something they're going to sign? Of course, we know that in Nigeria right now, you have to do more than talk.
That's
of
true.
course, you have to put your hand into probably a signature, you sign some things. Are there papers or anything for these people to sign or go through?
Yes. The organization actually made room for that.
Okay.
There are papers for them to sign.
All right, let's talk more about what the debate entails. For level, I ask this all the time, for level playing field, you're a young person, most of the people, in fact, the people organizing this, they're young people, Nigeria Youth Decides. So what's your assurance to the other candidates who are not considered as youths, that they will have a fair playing ground? Because what we've heard is that you'd say that if these candidates don't show up, if they don't respond, or if they don't take it seriously, it means that they are saying that the youths don't really matter, so to speak. That threat is always underneath. So the question now is, for the older persons on the ballot, how should they approach these debates? Should they expect fair treatment with other candidates, even the younger ones?
Okay, the debate is actually not for youths to participate in form of debating. It's youths decide because they are the ones to go and cast our votes. So it doesn't matter if you are elderly on the ballot. No, you are welcome to participate. And one thing is, it's not like debate is compulsory. According to the INEC chairman, he said debate is not compulsory. You can choose to debate if you so wish to. So if the candidate is not participating, but it is just like, it's not compulsory, but it's encouraging you do so, because this is an opportunity for you to sell yourself. It's not everybody that will be there to watch you on your TV or maybe listen to your manifestos in one local government. But I think with the debates in Abuja and having a larger capture and outreach, you'll be able to sell yourselves, and people will get to hear you and decide if it's you or not. So it doesn't matter of the age of the contestants. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. What about what's the word? Attendance. Well, what is it like? You're part of the team planning the debates. How many of them do you expect to come?
Okay, we are actually expecting all the presidential candidates. But it's not left for them, though, some parties are still having issues with some of their candidates. So we don't know if they will attend or not. So we are still waiting. There's still a bit of time. So it just cannot conclude right at this moment. So we're still giving time.
Right.
Okay, that's nice, ma'am. Would you like to tell our viewers when this debate would take place and where it will take place and every other necessary information they need to know?
Yeah, sure. I would like to tell our viewers. Okay, the debate is actually coming up on the 10th of December at the Merit Award House, Maitama, Abuja.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What more details can you give us? The last person who was here, we tried to get from him how people in the grassroots will access it. Is there any accommodation for radio, or is it something? How will people get to see it? Those people that won't be in Abuja and at Mary's house.
Yeah, when I was speaking earlier, I said it's actually a larger reach. It's going to reach a lot of people, because myself, I'm part of the media team. Okay, yeah. So we have a lot of media preparations, both TV, radio, newspaper, online, and the rest of them. Yeah.
Right.
So it's going to reach a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Okay. I've been interested in something, part of the debate. The questions, I know you're the organizers, but what can you tell us about those, how those questions will be, gathered, who is responsible, who would even, anchor the debate, because people are expecting some, yes, it is organized by youths, but they still want some level of professionalism and, world standard. So how do you source for those questions and, arrange the debate structure in a way that is appealing even to someone who's watching from the diaspora?
Okay, yeah, it's actually organized by youth, but we are not handling it alone.
Okay.
Sometimes back, you had one guest, Nuru Khalid, Nuru Khalid.
Yes.
I'm sure it's not a youth. If you look at him, So it's part
Might
of...
be youth at heart.
At heart he's a youth, but physically he's not. He's elderly. So we are actually involving a lot of people, His Eminence. We just have a lot of elderly people among us. And then talking about the questions, it's not for us to disclose.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something, let's say, it's something confidential. They shall see their questions and hear their questions on that day. And then they will get to know their moderators and all what it entails on that day too as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma. Going further, we've had cases of times and countless times that the debate is supposed to hold and then they cancel. So what measures are you putting in place right now to ensure that all the presidential candidates come on board? And is there any sort of penalty or something for anybody that doesn't show up, or does it feel like we're just holding them to the point that we say, oh, you do not rate Nigerians, that is why you did not show up?
Okay. Well, there is actually no penalty.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's their choice to attend or not. But we are saying that if they don't attend, it means they don't regard us as Nigerian youth, and they should know that they are getting majority of their votes from us, the youth. So their fellow elderly and the rest won't give them the total votes they want. So since it's us that are going to vote them and we are the ones calling them to come and participate, then they should honor our request and invitation by coming.
Thank you,
thank you very much, Miriam, for coming.
Thank you so much for
giving
having
us
me.
more insight on the debate.
Thank you so much, Miriam. It was nice to have you on the show.
Thank you.
All right, that's what we can take on this segment. We do hope to have more updates as we do every Tuesdays and Thursdays on the presidential debate. We'll be having more of that come next week. But that's all we can take on this segment. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we will be rounding off the polity. Stay with us.
Recently, there was one group that said the chairman of INEC was going to be removed because maybe the government didn't want beavers. How many times has the president spoken about the role of technology in getting him into office? He has spoken about it locally, internationally, that 3 times he contested, 3 times he ended at the Supreme Court because the government of the day and their cohorts would just write results. They never voted. He said until technology came and there was a permanent voter's card, and so it was difficult to write results. So how and why can the same person now have issues with the beavers? I saw that group on television alleging that there was plan to remove the INEC chairman, and we, the media, gave them that massive publicity. Such things should be treated with scant attention because they don't make sense, at least not under the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. Only yesterday he was in Owerri at a security summit championed by the Nigeria police, and he gave the police marching orders that they must ensure that the 2023 elections are free, fair, and credible. If you are going to rig elections, of course, the police will be crucial to rigging it. And here you have the president saying it at every opportunity. Don't rig for anybody. Don't rig for anybody. And of course, when there is no rigging, violence is also almost ruled out in electioneering. So let the media also be at the alert and give scant attention to naysayers and cynics who want to ensure that the elections end in confusion.
It was the former President Olusegun Obasanjo who once said that what Nigeria needs is not physical restructuring, but a mental restructuring, a reorientation of our minds. And I must agree with our elder statesman on this one. The average Nigeria will cut corners if the opportunity presents itself. It's almost a character trait among us. This is why when the opportunity comes for leadership, even those we thought would be the best end up dropping the ball on us. This is why we are yet to fulfill or to enjoy the true dividends of democracy.
Yeah, my expectation and my prayers is that the most credible candidates should emerge to lead this country, Nigeria, particularly at this time of our national life, when there's insecurity, the economy is no longer vibrant, and there are problems here and there. I want to believe that Nigerians and the key players should allow the competent candidates, most credible candidates to emerge. My dream for this country, Nigeria, before it returned to the culture of extravagance, is a return to decency in politics, in our polity, a return to godliness in our relationship, and a return to consideration in our social interactions.
Yeah, it's just for us to understand that it's not just about coming now to vote, but it's about coming out to drop our voice with our tongue, so that at the end of the day we don't get to complain about whoever that emerges as the leader. Sometimes we say, well, thank God I didn't even vote him. So if he's not doing well, it's none of my business. But this time around, we want to vote and we want him to do well, and we want to identify with the one that will know that he will deliver and take this country to the, to the place of our dream. So we don't want to be part of the complainer in COP 2023. We want to be part of the decision maker.
Yeah, it's actually a time for rebirth. And when you look at what the antecedents of what has happened so far, we can actually deduce enough lessons. They have done their part and they have done their very best. So in looking at 2023 general elections, we urge the general public to look at credibility, personality, and character, not particularly parties as concerned, because that is where we can actually affirm the authenticity of credibility. But if we continue to go by party, we continue to make the same error and mistakes.
The prevailing climate events such as flooding and drought are already having serious negative impacts on the Nigerian populace. The abundant surface and groundwater resources can be harnessed to adequately meet the country's current water demands. While declaring the conference open, the Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, who noted that passage of the National Water Resources Bill into law will facilitate better management of water resources and the actualization of proper harnessing of both surface and groundwater, called for more investment and collaboration to achieve WATCH target and SDG goals by 2030.
To adequately meet the country's current water demands for domestic consumption and other developmental activities. The Federal Ministry of Water Resources is therefore promoting integrated water resources management principles for sustainable management of the available water resources for the present and future needs of our people. There is no gainsaying that the passage of the National Water Resources Bill into law will facilitate better management of our water resources and the actualization of our desire for proper harnessing of both surface and groundwater to support the nation's socio-economic growth. In order to sustain these gains, there is need for more effective collaboration among stakeholders in the water sector, particularly between the three tiers of government, so as to harness the rich potentials and maximize and realize the maximum benefits of the huge capital investments in our dams, water supply, and irrigation infrastructure across the country. In addition, we have demonstrated the need for collaboration amongst departments and agencies of the Federal Ministry of Water Resources towards a coordinated effort in the implementation of the Ministry's Roadmap 2016 to 2030.
The minister also dismissed insinuations that the water released from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon was responsible for the year's devastating flood in many parts of the country.
It is imperative to debunk some of the stories pervading the social media to the effect that releases from the Lagdo Dam are solely responsible for the floods within the Niger-Benue basins, along with failure of government to construct the Dazi Hausa Dam. In any case, in my own sense, Lagdo Dam releases have effect on flooding on River Benue, but the impact is minimal and hardly extends beyond Adamawa and Taraba states. Clearly, much of the flood devastation was downstream of Lokoja can be attributed to increased flows from River Niger, arising from the unprecedented rains experienced in most of the watershed feeding into that river.
The national president of the association, Martins Eduvier, and the Director General, Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, Clement Nze, spoke about the theme of the conference as an avenue to deliberate on the nation's groundwater management.
The annual conference and exhibition is intended to provide the necessary platform for constant engagement of hydrogeologists to interact and exchange ideas on ways and means of managing our groundwater resources in line with international best practices. Accordingly, the theme of this year's conference, Prospects and Challenges of Sustainable Management of Water, Sanitation and Hygiene, WASH, in Nigeria. was aptly selected to elicit robust deliberations on the various aspects of management of the nation's water resources to guarantee sustainable socio-economic benefits.
The lack of access to clean drinking water and public sanitation is an ever-present threat to our development as a country. NISA, in collaboration with Nigeria Association of Hydrogeologists, has been working and will continue to work together in the interest of the country to build a robust and sustainable water resources management system for the nation.
In a communique issued at the end of its technical session, the association also called for more focus on the ground and surface water management, funding of WASH, and to adopt WASH initiative by state governments.
Stakeholders should be encouraged to advocate to state governments to prioritize funding of WASH, create enabling environment for operation and maintenance for effective sustainability and management. There is the need for government at subnational levels to adopt WASH initiatives of the federal government, supported by UNICEF and all donor agencies, to be able to achieve the open defecation status.
President Buhari has directed the Minister of Water Resources to lead other MDAs to develop a comprehensive plan of action for preventing flood disaster in Nigeria and report back in 90 days. The ministry has assured to deliver on this mandate. All right, welcome back. We're still on to the polity, reaching you live from the Abuja studios of Kaftan Television. Right now, we're about done with our conversation for today, but actually, about the comments on recent the campaigns and as it's been going on, I think we're experiencing the intensity begin to increase. We've seen, like I said, all parties seem to have one issue or another.
Yeah.
And I think what is really interesting is that it seems as though it's harder for people to give in to the position of another these days. I don't know if perhaps I'm misreading the situation, but we're not seeing a situation where people easily, step down for the other. Although we do see that in the PDP and primaries. Till today, I don't think a lot of people, because with politics, things go underhand.
Yes.
And, things happen behind closed doors that lead to actions outside. So till today, nobody can really say what made the Sokoto governor step down for the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. A lot of people even supported or touted the Sokoto governor to actually come out or emerge victorious or become close second at that convention, but somehow we saw Atiku clinching it because of his decision. And then similarly in the APC, although to a lesser degree, we saw a lot of people also step down for the candidate. But now in some of the larger situations, we're seeing that this is not the case. Take for instance the PDP. The person who comes second, Governor Wike, is not letting it go so easily. We're seeing in the Labour Party now, the national youth leader who is said to be suspended, he's fighting it. He's not just accepting that decision, and he believes that he was wronged. Whereas people are saying, as we saw, the acting national youth leader told the national youth leader to not make a big deal out of it and just accept it. And that is always the case.
When you say accept it, it's easier said than done, yeah. And like I always say, most of these people in the office, some persons have come out to say, if we actually check truly and deeply, are these people actually ready to serve Nigerians, or they're just there for their personal interest or personal tussle? And then another faction is also saying, oh, it's just a power tussle. Oh, who is in charge? Everybody wants to be in charge at the end of the day, and nobody wants to serve. I feel like the first thing that should come to play is knowing that you are there to serve people. Not because you are there as per I'm the boss. So by the time the servitude mindset comes to play, then everybody will be able to let go of things. Yeah, public officers. If by the time you realize that, oh, I'm there to serve people, you let go easily. All these things are things that, because right now, like I said earlier on, every party right now has one issue or the other they are facing, which shouldn't be.
Interest.
Yes, and at the end of the day, if you check everything these people are fighting about or bickering about, it's something that could easily be let go and let's just face the matter of the people right now. How do we serve these people right? Nigerians should come first right now, not political parties, which I'm not saying yet in any of the political party.
That is the truth. We know politicians have interest, and now the appeal to politicians is to have the interest of the people first. Anyway, that's all we will take on the polity today. Do join us tomorrow for more analysis, reviews, and discussions on the state of the nation and the polity. Have a nice day. I am Amaju Nubere.
And I am Mercy Babajide. And like I always say, you have the power, but you do not probably know how powerful you are. But then we'll continue on the polity tomorrow. See you. Bye. I'm Mercy Babajide.
My name is Sheilo BCFR, the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's Captain TV. Do you know what?